Okay, yeah, I figured there'd be more. Oh dear. Ah, you've led us to the Ark. Good work, boy. You shall not live to see it if I have my way. Tut tut, if you wish to live to see another sunrise, I would suggest you reject any foolish impulses. Oh, we're gonna be, like, captured? Get in there and search the cave. I want that Ark recovered in one piece. Yes, sir. Oh, no, he's just getting the Ark. You guys just grabbed that thing, huh? You found it, sir. Very good. Now take them. You shall not take me alive. Tosh, no. This is not the time. That's better. Perhaps Ark knows that we yet hold the villages of Tova in our prison. His level head may have saved his mother's life. Or perhaps it didn't. Ha ha ha. Edge of Toville. What happens now? Why does the ground shake? I don't like this. And so it begins once more. What? Shrine is rising as the seal weakens, the Dark One comes. Oh, well, they're dead. Kukuru. Ark. We have less time than I thought. We must leave now. Find the shrine Gogan spoke of and do our best to contain the power of the Dark One. I'll do my best here in your absence. Good luck, Ark. They're gonna cliffhanger ending me, aren't they? Come, we must move away from the divide before we're consumed. They're probably gonna cliffhanger ending. Kukuru, I. Yes? I shall see you soon. Farewell. Wildcat, welcome to the stream. It's been a minute. How you been, man? Good to see you. Is Kukuru dead? Sir, our search is ongoing. Fortunately, Ark and his companions are nowhere to be found thus far. Once the ground began shaking, all hell broke loose up there. A rock tower just jutted up from the rift in the ground. It's chaos. And so, the prophecy's fulfillment begins as the tower reappears. Soldier, cease your search for the present. There are precious few places left for them to hide. They shall be mine eventually. Ark the Lad 2 would have to continue from this. Yes, laugh, laugh. Laugh it up, Andel. I hope we actually get to kill you in Ark the Lad 2. Well, we were cliffhangered ending. I was kind of debating. I don't know. I thought the game was going to end, like, not necessarily happy, but, like, I thought it was going to be, like, oh, like, teaser stuff for Ark the Lad 2. But no, this is, like, no, we actually got cliffhangered. I'm not going straight into Ark the Lad 2, though, as I did Cold Steel 2. I still have to play SMT5 when that releases. I still want to do Monster Hunter Stories 2 at some point, which is on my high priority list. Wildcat's going to love to hear that. which he's here right now, so that's why I brought it up. Yeah, Monster Hunter Stories 2 is going to happen after SMT5, but I don't know. I don't know when Octolad 2 will happen. Might be either December or January, I would guess. But yeah, this does suck. I'm gonna have to live with this cliffhanger ending for a bit. Oh, okay, she's not dead. She just separated from Ark. I mean, like, the airship's right there. Why can't she just, like, jump on? This is a really nice track. I'm gonna reiterate one more time, chat. This game's soundtrack is perfection. Plus, this picture is very Grandia-esque, and I love it. Very much reminds me of the image of Justin, Fina, and Sue looking beyond the end of the world. Why can't you just, like, jump on the ship? It's right there. Or Ark just comes out and grabs her hand. Maybe that is what they're gonna do. Who knows? Oh wait, no. They said that Kukuru should stay. Never mind. Okay, well, they at least tried to make it happy. But dude, it's not a cliffhanger ending in the sense of Cold Steel 1, but it is still a cliffhanger ending. Ondell is still alive. He still has to capture them because now they're seen as criminals. Because they're blamed for, they were framed for assassinating the king. Game, are you okay? Yeah, Ark the lad. Okay. Alright. Finally, we're at the credits. This game took like 8 hours. Almost 9 hours. So, very, very short game. But, you know. Dude, like, alright, the cliffhanger is not as bad as Cold Steel 1. I can wait a bit. I can wait like 2 to 3 months. I can wait the time I was gonna wait for Ark the Lad 2. Ark the Lad 2 will happen soon, but I definitely want to do SMT5 first. Monster Hunter Stories 2 happens literally whenever SMT5 is done. So, that just leaves whatever the third slot would be, but it could happen in like December or January. What bad friends, I know, right? Just teaching her like that. But, okay, I'm gonna talk about the game. It's only like an 8-hour game, so there's not much to talk about. I know you can get like 10 hours out of this game. You could do like the Forbidden Ruins. I didn't want to do that because basically how the rest of the game went. First 30% of the game was interesting, you know? The combat seemed really fun, but then the game just has terrible level balancing. Honestly, I think of this game, but like the only thing I could think of is how terrible the level scaling and balancing was. I just think the game like has like a really big difficulty jump and expects you to be like a higher level so suddenly. And that really resorted me. I had to use Ark for like the whole game and everyone else was useless. Especially that final boss fight. I think fighting dark shadows of the other characters is really cool. Except, you know, except for the fact that my other characters were weak. But yeah, it's fine to make Ark like the best character in the game. He's the main character. He could be the strongest. It's kind of like in Grandia. Justin's the strongest character, but it doesn't make Fina, Sue, and Rap worthless. I said Sue. Fina, Rap, and Liete worthless. Or just other characters. But, you know. So, that's my main problem with the game. That's my only problem with the game, the level scaling. The first 30% of the game was good, you know, really balanced. But then ever since we met Changara, after that, it just got, like, a train wreck. It was like a big difficulty jump, and then everyone was worthless, which just sucked. It's unfortunate, because all their roles seemed interesting, but their arc just overpowered all of them, because, like, the game favored, like, grinding. It was very grindy to actually be caught up with the enemies, so that was very lame. But let's talk about the rest of the game, because the rest of the game was pretty good. Story was pretty generic, you know, classic JRPG. Hero of Destiny wants to save the world, yada yada. Very, very cliche, been there, done that. However, this game's writing is phenomenal. I really like the writing of this game. And this game is very much how I feel about Cold Steel 1. Cold Steel 1 was a good build-up to get into Cold Steel 2. Very vague spoilers for Cold Steel 2, but Cold Steel 2 was really good at building off what Cold Steel 1 built. Well, doing better at the story of what Cold Steel 1 built. That's very much this game. This game is like, you know, it's not really much build up because it's an 8-hour game. However, it seems like a very generic plot, but it's got a lot of themes that are very interesting that I assume the second game will explore. Like, the part where, like, they're, like, framed and they're, like, now, like, what's the word? Like, they're now, like, wanted? Like, that's crazy, dude. A 1995 game making that kind of twist, that's ridiculous. But ridiculous in the good way. They did it really well. Like, the first, like, 70% of the game is very generic. You know, gather the spirits and get the blessing, Ark's a hero, yada yada. But then, when you get to that little part, that's really interesting. It gives you, like, a nice insight of probably what I would assume Arc the Lad 2 would focus on. Great stuff. So, yeah, story, you know, not much to talk about. Same for the characters. The characters seem interesting, you know, but they don't really get much time to shine, and I feel like that's not really the fault of the game. That's just the game is short. The game is too short for them to give them a moment. Like, the only characters I feel like really, like, none of the characters really got development or anything, but I feel like, I don't know if they're gonna reappear in Arc 2. I would hope so. I would be heavily disappointed if Arc the Lad 2 didn't focus on these characters, because they have a lot of potential. Like, you know, they have a lot of potential, but the game is so short, they don't get much, development, which is unfortunate. But again, it's just the game being short. It's not really the game, a lot of people told me this is like, Arc the Lad 1 is fine and good, which I don't think I would say it was good. I would say it was average. But, people say Arc the Lad 1's good, but Arc the Lad 2 improves upon it heavily. And a lot of people described Arc the Lad 1 as a prologue to the second game, which I can agree with. It's like an 8-hour game. 7 to 10-hour game, let's just say. So, you know, it's pretty short. Took 2 streams to beat. It could have took 3 streams, but I really wanted to finish it today. But, 3-hour streams would have finished the game. But, you know. Either way, the game is short, so, you know, obviously the characters aren't much, but they have a lot going for them. Like, Tosh wanting revenge. Simple revenge story, but revenge stories could work out really well. But yeah, Tosh was good, but like that, he had a good backstory. Iga had a lot of interesting stuff going on about, like, you know, he represented, like, believing in, like, false religions and stuff. Not religions, but, like, believing in something that was, like, actually, like, very Grandia 2-esque, basically. But yeah, and, you know, they didn't get enough time to shine because the game was short. But that's all I have to say on the characters. Gameplay is fun, except for the level scaling. Honestly, the level scaling is just trash. Like, I'm fine with grinding in RPGs. I'll grind if I want to, if I love the game. But, like, the game shouldn't force you. It shouldn't be like, hey, if you don't grind, you're going to have a miserable time with the game. And you're going to have to basically solo the game with one character. Probably Arc, because he's the best. But, you know. Outlaws. That's a better word. Thank you, Wildcat. Outlaws, Wanted, yeah. But that was really interesting. Honestly, yeah, that's all I have to talk about with the game. The game is short, you know. I would probably... Chat, I would give this game like a 3 out of 10 and not recommend it if it wasn't so short. It's so short that I give it like a 5 out of 10. Maybe a 6 because of some of the story beats they got going on. But the level scaling really just tore it down. This would have been like an 8 or a 7 to 8 out of 10 game if it wasn't for the level scaling. The level scaling ruined it for me. Oh, there's Akihiko from Persona 3. I saw his name. But, yeah. 5 out of 10 seems fair. I don't think I'd give it a 6 out of 10. Even if the game was so short and the story beats, the outlaw stuff didn't happen till the very end of the game. So even then, I think a 5 out of 10 is fair. Because the plot is really simplistic and the characters don't get much time to shine. Oh, to be continued. Cannot wait for Arc the Lad 2. Cannot wait. That won't be for like at least 2 to 3 months minimum. It's on the list. I'll get to it soon. But yeah, Arc the Lad 1, probably an average game, 5 out of 10. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend it yet unless you like Arc the Lad 2 and 3. I have to see how Arc the Lad 2 and 3 focus and how they are, then I can actually recommend the game. Because the collection is very expensive. I would emulate it if you want to play it though. Because like the collection's very expensive. I just like having physical stuff. Game, are you okay? Okay, back to the title screen. Alright, well, chat, I think that's it. That's all I have to talk about. Because the game is short. There's not much to talk about. Music is great. graphics, 1995 game. They're fine. Not great. Not the animations are great. The sprite work and animations of the character models and the sprites are great. That is great. I like that a lot. Like, very Chrono Trigger-esque and Grandia-esque, and I love it. So, that's good. Writing is amazing. Translation is well done. Working designs does really good work. Gameplay, again, gameplay in paper. On paper, gameplay is good, but the level scaling is trash. Probably my only negative with the game. Story being simplistic isn't really a negative, but it's just not that great. The characters are, like, one note, but again, I hope we get more of the characters in Arctolad 2, because they had a lot of potential. But the game is short, and for the story they were trying to tell, they didn't really get much focus. But, 5 out of 10 game. Arctolad was a great time to go through. But yeah, I'll be back with Arctolad 2 soon. It'll be after SMT5. I don't know if it'll be after Monster Hunter Stories 2 or not. It depends when I finish SMT5. Because Stories 2 happens whenever I finish SMT5. I am saying that. I don't normally reveal what happens after what, unless it's a Tales of a Final Fantasy game, but I am saying that now. I'm sure it'll please Wildcat to hear it. But, I do want to play Stories 2 so badly. And he bought Grandia. He bought my favorite game on the Switch. Like, I owe that much. So, it's a great time. But yeah. Arctolad was a great time. It was a good time. This stream, I'm gonna be honest, this stream was pretty meh. But, hey, the game was good. The game was fine. I'm not gonna say it was good. The game was fine. But, I enjoyed Arctolad 1 for the first stream. The second stream, I didn't enjoy that much. Even still, even with the level scaling being trash, I did enjoy it. Like, the story was interesting, and I look forward to Arctolad 2. Let's just put it like that. I enjoyed the game because I can now move on to Arctolad 2 whenever I do that. But yeah, the game was fine. The game is not bad by any means. And again, I would have grinded if I was playing this off screen, but I shouldn't have to grind, especially when I'm streaming the game. That's just tedious. So, yeah. It's a pledge. I'm glad I can make you happy, Wildcat. But yeah, that'll happen. But yeah, those of you watching on YouTube, I hope you all enjoyed this playthrough. This was a quicker game, but sometimes having quick games is nice, just to get them checked off the list. And I'll be back with Arctolad 2, probably like 2 to 3 months from now. Again, I don't know. I have to think about my priority list, other than SMT5 and Stories 2, which take up a slot. So yeah, we'll get to Arctolad 2, I promise. But yeah, tomorrow, Wednesday, I'm streaming Final Fantasy X. We're gonna do more of that, do more stuff with the Far Plane and Guado Salam, and see what happens with Seymour and such. Thursday, I'm probably not gonna be ready for the Dragon Egg hunt in Lufia 3, so we're not gonna do Lufia 3 till next week. I will finish Lufia 3 before SMT5 though. But we're not doing it this Thursday because I most likely won't be ready for Dragon Eggs. So, Thursday will be more FF10. I think Friday I might do some Crash Bandicoot, because I'm not going to start another playthrough since SMT5 is on the horizon. But, Friday might be some Crash Bandicoot 4. I haven't played it in a minute. We might go back to Crash Bandicoot 4 to do some VODs. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. Wildcat, thanks for stopping by at the very end. It's been a minute, my dude. We should, you could DM me on Discord, but we should, do something this weekend. I'm free this weekend, so we could probably get in call or something if you're free. Only if you're free, though. But, yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.